With rumours swirling of a proper Sonic collab finally coming to Fortnite, I think they're still swirling, I wrote this a few weeks ago. Now is the time for me to put my ideas out there. Thus far we have a few car decals and that's it. Oh, and these kicks that were so ass, I forgot they were in the game until I was finishing up this video. I think what held Sonic back for so long was the lack of options for an outfit, since most Sonic characters have very inhuman proportions with massive heads that would mess up the balance. Assuming we don't get weird humanoid versions of classic characters, here's what Epic could do to make a very easy Sonic collab. Unlike my MGS3 collab concept, this is less about a single solid vision themed around one character or game, and more of a showcase of just how much Sonic iconography could be very easily inserted into the Fortnite framework, but has likely been held back by a lack of outfits to centre it around. Kicks. The most obvious thing you could ever come up with the second they announced this feature. The Sonic series has a wonderful selection of iconic shoes to choose from Sonic, Tails and Knuckles to Shadow, Rouge and Amy, and I think even Blaze, Silver or the Chaotix would sell reasonably well. There are entire collabs, half of these would outsell in their first availability window, and would even justify an outfitless collab, so do it. Outfit. This is the tricky part, but I have two ideas. First is movie Robotnik. Jim Carrey's realistic proportions would fit in well with or without his direct likeness. Of course, they could make a unique take on the game version with a more reasonable build, similar to how Sonic Boom approached him. Option 2 is Sonic Man from Sonic 06. He's a bit of a meme, but he's been acknowledged fairly recently, and he's the closest we'll get to a playable Fortnite Sonic if they don't make a mutant variant. Back bling. Several options exist. A ring, a Chaos Emerald, the Eclipse Cannon interface with an emerald being inserted into a slot each time you get a kill, a classic item box with a few possible items to display, the Tails doll, a Chow plushie, a real Chow, something that makes rings shoot out when you take damage, kinda like Isaac Clarke's back bling. The sky's the limit if we're not going for a specific character theme. Pickaxe. Amy's Pico Pico hammer is the most obvious pick, especially if they want to have some synergy with the fourth movie. Other options include the classic checkpoint signpost, the classic goal signpost, Caliburn from Sonic and the Black Knight, or Knuckles' gloves for a punching style. Glider. The obvious pick here is Tails, whether flying in to grab our hands akin to Mothra, or flying the tornado for us to land on or hold on to. The most insane idea would be Silver showing up and slowing your descent with his psychokinesis. Contrail. Rings falling out, Sonic speed lines, or the Chaos Emeralds hovering around you. Emote. There are a few iconic poses the player could take, like any of Sonic's stage clear animations, but I think the most obvious is entering a run animation with the infinity shape for the feet. Wrap. Realistically, it's the Green Hill Zone pattern. That's just the most iconic Sonic pattern, with alternatives being blue, red and white stripes, or ring patterned. I think Green Hill, for as over it as many fans have become in recent years, is the best choice for this. It stands out the most and is the most Sonic specific. Jam track. There are many fantastic songs in this series that can be brought over for this, but many of them are performed by Crush 40, and the lead singer of that band attempted to take legal action against Sega over the use of his performance over the years, so I wouldn't hold my breath on this unless Sega can secure the go-ahead for something from Frontiers, probably undefeatable. Car. A new Sonic racing game just came out a few months ago and sold rather well. Put Sonic's car from that game in and you're good. For a bigger fan pop, you put Tails' car from Sonic Adventure 2 in, which is just the Tornado 2 transformed. Mythic. Chaos Emeralds offering abilities like Chaos Control, Chaos Spear and Chaos Blast. Possibly even a super transformation that I'm sure would just be a golden aura. Sidekick. Sonic. Roughly the size of his film counterpart, but Sonic himself in the game as a sidekick, with future collabs adding more like Amy for the next film. Or a customizable Chow. It really is plain to see how easy this collab is to find ideas for, if only there was a character at the centre to justify it. Of course, The Matrix once got a collab with no character, which is why there are only 2 Keanus in the game.
Keanu! You are a national treasure.
Come on, Epic, give us Neo and Shadow to complete the Keanu quartet. You're already making billions, but it could be trillions. If you liked this video, why not subscribe and support me on Patreon like these fine people here? You get early access to new videos for just $1 a month. If not, then make sure to share it with your enemies so they can suffer along with you. Today's recommended video is What If Sonic Was in Fortnite by Burnt Cheese Productions. Some of their ideas are similar, but there are some even deeper cuts than I thought of here, focused on specific characters.